Good morning, everyone. What's up? It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. And we are getting down on the floor into Sukhasana, a comfortable, easy seated position to start today's yin yoga practice. If sitting on the floor cross-legged is not for you, then reminder you can always grab a block and lift yourself up. Simply being lifted, whether on a block or on a folded up towel or pillow, et cetera, can help you to create a little bit more opening in your hips. So if your knee or knees are coming all the way up towards your chest and shoulders and it's making you round your back, then go ahead and grab a prop to get started. You're absolutely encouraged to use as many props as you want or need in this practice because we're here to relax. Awesome. Start to tune into your breath, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. With every inhale, a little bit more lightness, maybe a little bit more length through the crown of your head as well. And with every exhale, rooting and grounding through your sit bones. It's very cold in here today, so pardon me as I wear two sweatshirts and a shirt for today's class. Better to be a little bit warm so you can be a little bit more flexible and open as opposed to feeling cold where your muscles are going to be really tight. So keep that in mind with the space that you're in as well. We're going to spend one more minute just creating an intention for today's practice, working to melt away the stress, let go of everything else that's happening. Because I promise it's still going to be there for you when you're done, but you've made this time for you, so embrace it. Start using your breath to really check in with yourself. So on your inhale, how and where are you feeling any tension? Feeling tired? Are you feeling tight? Just notice on your inhale and on your exhale, can you let go? Sometimes just acknowledging that there is an issue is a great way to start to make change. Is your sit bone still rooted down to the floor? Go ahead, bring your hands in front of you. And you can walk your hands forward and find a stretch that feels right for you. Perhaps you press into your hands palms and create a little extra rounding into your upper back. Maybe you pull your chest forward, nice stretch. Whole new day, every day is different, so explore what your body wants and needs for today. We've got about 1 minute right here. Feel free to allow your chin to relax towards your chest. Remember, if your eyes are moving, your mind is moving. So give yourself permission to close them or just find one spot to relax your eyes. Start to breathe into the backside of your body. Long, slow, deep inhales in through your nose. Longer exhales through your nose or mouth, whichever feels best. Sit bones still pressing down to the floor. Start to walk your hands all the way over to the right side. Maybe they're side by side, maybe they're far apart, maybe one hand on top of the other. Drawing your left shoulder forward to the front of your mat, on the top of your mat, or the front of the left shoulder is coming towards that right knee, and right shoulder is drawing behind you. Eye gaze can be, once again, wherever feels good, but find that one spot, relax your eyes, relax your mind. Keep using your breath. Every inhale, just notice how and where you're feeling. And every exhale, just work to create space. Gently begin to walk your hands over to the left. Right sit bone stays grounded. Right shoulder draws forward, left shoulder draws back. Don't still press down. Use your inhales to create some lightness and lift where you can. And your exhales, some heaviness and complete relaxation. Walk your hands back to center. We're going to pull ourselves up into tabletop. Once you get there, start to enjoy some cow cat or cat cow. I'm going to take a moment and tuck my shirt in. Get my one shirt amongst my many sweatshirts. Great. We got cat cow coming our way a couple times today. This will be our longest little cat cow. So you have just over a minute. I want you to feel free to really explore some different stretches, some big shift of your hips, some big shakes of your shoulders, some rounding and arching of your spine. Your cat cow today doesn't need to look like your cat cow has looked on any other day. Just do something that feels right for you. We got one more minute. Normal if one side of the body feels a little bit tighter. Remember, we don't want to come into any stretch that's so intense that we find that we have to hold our breath. Staying relaxed in your breath is where space and the body is really created. So really take this time if you're not listening to any music today, just start to tune into the sounds and the space around you. Notice what's the farthest away sound you can hear. And then pardon me as I cough. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, next up, go ahead, open your knees a little bit wider, send your glutes back towards your heels. You can walk your arms forward. Find child's pose any way that feels right for you. So your arms can always extend forward towards the top of the mat or a generous bend of the elbows or hands all the way back towards your heels. Just find what feels right for you. And remember, it's a whole new day. And it doesn't matter what you did yesterday. And it doesn't matter what you're going to be able to do tomorrow. Because you're here to appreciate what your body can do right now. If your arms were reaching towards the back of the mat, go ahead, extend your arms forward. We're going to pull ourselves all the way forward and through for some Sphinx. So send those legs nice and long behind you. Press your elbows down and then pull them in towards your hips. And then if there's a lot of rounding in your back here, I want you to take a moment and chest comes through up, triceps, shoulders roll down and back. You can see how it feels to take that extra engagement in your glutes and also to relax and release your glutes, and how and where you're going to be able to relax your back, but sometimes creating a little tension and then a little lightness. Engaging the back can help you create space in the front. And then slowly turn, look over your right shoulder, even if you're looking down towards the floor instead of straight in line with your eyes. You're still going to get a nice stretch into your upper back, into your shoulders. Just a couple breaths here. And then slowly turn and twist opposite direction. Beautiful. Bring your eye gaze back to the top of your mat. Relax yourself down. We are going to take a nice savasana on our bellies. So relax your arms down by your side. Palms facing up towards the ceiling. Bring your left ear to your mat towel. Allow your shoulders to maybe gently droop towards the floor. Toes can come together, heels can come apart. Complete relax, just melt into the floor. Find one new spot for your eyes to relax or close them. Trust yourself. Keep your left ear on the mat towel, eye gaze to the right side, and extend your left arm out wide to the side in a half T, palm facing down towards the floor. Right hand comes close by your chest, right elbow points up towards the ceiling, and we're going to bend the right leg. Sole of the right foot faces up towards the ceiling. Press into your right hand as you gently roll to the left side and tap your right toes down on the floor. Right toes can tap down on the floor close by your ankle. Your thighs can always stay closed for a deeper stretch towards your exterior hip as your knees come together. If that's not super comfortable, clamshell your legs open. Heel and hands can even come close together. And to stretch out your back more, extend your right arm out wide, both arms in a T. Complete relax. Come back to using your breath to scan your body one inhale, one exhale at a time, and ask yourself, where can you relax and create more space? If your shoulders were rounding or rolling up towards your ears, a little bit more length through the crown of your head. Maybe a little bit more pressure from the edges of the right foot to the floor, even that pinky toe edge. Do your best to really stick with your stillness. I know some of today's asanas might not be very comfortable, but I promise none of them are very long. So find that one spot to focus your eyes, focus on your breath. Inhale, notice how you feel, and exhale, let go. Work to create space and make change. Using your breath in uncomfortable moments to relax your mind. And then relax your body. If you extended your right arm out wide to the side, bring your right hand back in by your chest. We're going to roll over onto our bellies again. Keep your knee bent because we're coming into a half frog. So bring in that right knee in line with your hip, flexing your foot so that your toes are coming towards your knee. And you stack your heel under your knee so you're creating as many 90-degree angles as possible. You can bring your hands in and make a nice pillow with your hands to place your forehead on. Gentle squeeze of that right glute as you press your right inner thigh to the floor. Left leg is completely relaxed. Right leg is still gently engaged. On your next exhale, release. Send your right leg back to meet with the left. And then from there, we're going to press ourselves back up, come into tabletop again. When you get there, you get one amazing minute of cat-cat. No rush, take your time. You might start to notice a little unevenness right here since we've started to get some big stretches into one side of the body. Maybe you don't notice at all. Both of those things are totally okay. We'll take a pigeon pose next. So finishing up your cat-cows, walk your hands forward about 1 foot. And then we're going to draw that right knee forward, right knee right behind your wrist. And you wiggle your toes and foot to the left side of the mat, bringing your right shin as parallel to the top of the mat as possible. Send your left leg behind you. Now, before you go down, take notice. You might be really open towards that back leg and your hips are out of line. We want to bring that left hip forward and send the right hip back so that our two hips come in one line. So the right glute needs to come off of the floor and your left hip comes closer to the mat, closer to your heel. And if your foot is angled, if your shin is diagonal to the top of the mat, your foot and your hip might be touching each other, and that's okay. When you're ready, lower yourself down, enjoy whatever you can, and keep rolling that left hip towards the mat space. We're going to take one more full minute right here. So find some relaxation in your upper body, your head or your block can help hold your heavy head, your hands in. Oh my goodness. Exhale, work to completely relax your low back, taking the tension out to create some space. Great. Slowly press yourself up. From here, we will bring the right glute to the floor, and the left leg is going to swing all the way around to the outside of your right knee. You can keep this right leg bent for a little bit more ease. I'm going to suggest that we straighten right leg out. So we're coming into a spine twist. You reduce that rounding in your low back by drawing your belly forward, maybe even walking your hips. Bring the full left foot on the floor, left hand close by the base of your spine to help you create a little bit more length. Shoulders away from your ears, and as much as feels good for you, find that twist. Open your shoulders, open your chest. Think first of shoulders rolled down and back, open your shoulders, open your chest, and then turn twisting your head and looking over your shoulder. We're going to take a nice counter twist. So head back to center, shoulders back to center. Hands come to the outside of your right leg. You might want to bring a little bend to that right knee to help support you, and lots of weight in your right hand. Draw your left shoulder forward. So a little rocking right here as you work to bring your chest closer towards the ground. Nice big stretch in your back. And like we're kind of like foam rolling our glute over here without actually having our glute on the foam roller. So you might like feel a nice little stretch and like in the exterior part of your bum right now. You're welcome. Last couple breaths, just taking this counter stretch, working to bring the opposite shoulder forward. Most of the weight is on your back. Last time. And then bring your left foot outside of the right knee again. If your right shin is not parallel with the top of the mat, Find that right now. And as you sit down on your glutes, we're going to work to stack those legs on top of each other in fire logs. You can adjust your seat. Maybe rock a little side to side if that feels okay. And then flex your toes in towards each other. And can apply some pressure or some weight to really try and stack your shins. But if they don't really fit, then just like put something in that space that's going to give you some support so that the exterior of the top leg is touching down on something, because that's going to help you relax a little bit more. We're here for just over a minute. If you need to, hands can come behind you for some support if you're really feeling the challenge. And if you're not feeling enough challenge, hands can always come in front of you. As long as you're hinged forward, you can bring some rounding to your back. That's totally okay. Ooh, find where you need to be for this last minute. And if you took a forward fold, gently lift yourself up. Let's all bring our hands behind our hips. Extend your legs nice and long. Take a moment, windshield wipe your feet, bob your knees. You can squeeze your shoulder blades together. Give yourself a quick supported back bend. And then chin back to your chest. We're flipping over. We're coming back into cat-cow. Second to last time for some cat-cow today. No rush, just about a minute right here. Once again, start to do your best to notice how you feel, where you're feeling it. Do things feel any different than when you got started? Hopefully, even if you're not feeling any sort of extra openness in your body, you're starting to notice openness and relaxation in your breath, in your mind, in your attitude. There's so many positive changes that movement creates beyond just the stretching. We're going to take child's pose again. So can you take a different variation of child's pose? Maybe your legs are closer together this time. Maybe you adjust where you keep your arms. When you're ready, send your glutes back towards your heels. Please find what does feel good for you. Complete relaxation and big breaths into your backside. Next, we're going to take some puppy pose. So bringing your arms more towards the top of the mat. Hands can be narrow, or if you're feeling really tight, hands can be wide. We're going to work to shift and bring the chest down to the floor. And hips start to stack on top of your heels. Head and high gaze can be down towards the mat. Big stretch between your shoulders and upper back. For an even deeper stretch, chin can come towards the mat, eye gaze can come forward. My body says, not today. So please honor whatever your body says. Big breaths, big stretch. And then it might help to gently ease yourself back before we come forward. Relax yourself down on the floor for our savasana on our belly. If you need a little extra relaxation in your back before coming into the savasana, you can make a pillow with your hands, bend your knees, and windshield wipe your legs left and right, relieving tension on your low back. And if you don't have any extra tension to release, or if you want to just allow your breath to do that, whenever you're ready, legs extend long, arms come by the side. This time, right ear comes onto the mat towel, palms facing up towards the ceiling, shoulders drooping towards the floor. Complete relax. 2 minutes here total. Keep your eye gaze to the left this time. Right ear stays on the mat towel. Right hand comes close by your chest. Sorry, left hand. And right arm extends out wide to the side in a T, palm facing down towards the floor. We're going to bend the left leg, sole of the left foot up towards the ceiling, and gently roll over onto the right side, tapping that left toe down to the floor somewhere. Shoulders relax away from your ears. Left hand can stay right where it is, or option to extend that left arm out nice and wide. I'm feeling pretty tight on this side. A reminder that both sides of the body are not the same. So do what feels right for this side of the body as you relax. Catch your breath. If you extended your left arm out wide, bring your left hand back in close by your chest. We're going to roll over onto our bellies. Left leg can stay bent because we've got half frog on the opposite side. So left knee comes in line with your hip, flexing your toes, making as many 90-degree angles with your left leg as you possibly can. Start to squeeze your left glute, press your inner thigh towards the floor, and we're in our half frog here. You can make the pillow with your hands and place your forehead on your hands pillow, or you can keep this delightful stretch. Eye gaze in the same direction of your knee. And release. Release any tension in your glute. Start to walk, wiggle your left leg back to meet with the right. Bring your hands, palms down to the floor. We're going to press ourselves up. You have another opportunity for cat-cow, or perhaps you tuck your toes under, send your hips up towards the ceiling, and take a little moment here in your down dog, pedaling through your heels. Keeping those nice big breaths. Next up, we're going to come into a pigeon. So you'll have the option, if you want to bring your knees back down towards the floor. You can come into pigeon the same way we did before. Or you can also inhale your left leg up nice and high. You can even make some circles, opening your hip here, or come back to making some circles with your hip later after you finish your final savasana. Because there's still always time to create those big stretches. But whenever you're ready, we're going to bring that left knee forward towards your left wrist. Walk your toes to the right side of the mat. Send your right leg back and come into our half pigeon on the opposite side. So notice if you were really turned towards the right wall, and if you were, that means your right hip's far behind you. We want to work to bring that right hip forward. So eventually in the future, our two hips are in one line again here. Feel free to relax, release yourself down to the floor, hanging out here in our pigeon. Do pigeons coo, or do doves only coo? Pigeons coo. If I'm wrong, comments. Keep drawing your right hip forward, left hip back, creating that space, such a big, deep stretch through the outside of the left hip and glutes. Last couple breaths here. You're doing awesome. If you lower yourself to the floor, slowly lift yourself up. We're going to shift the left glute to the mat and bring that right leg all the way around. The right foot comes outside of your left knee. And we're going to take that spine twist. So option, feels so good to extend that left leg long. Right hand comes close by the base of your spine. As that happens, roll your shoulders down and back, lifting through the crown of your head. Left hand is a nice support system. As you open your shoulders, open your chest, and when you can't open your shoulders, open your chest anymore, turn, twist your head. But if there's a lot of rounding in your back here, you're missing out on a lot of the spine twist. So do less to get more. So start off with those shoulders rolled down and back. Maybe that is the opening and engagement and twist that you need. Right shoulder coming back, left shoulder coming forward, and then turning and twisting your head. So one step at a time, just like when you make a cake. You can't just dump everything in and bam, you got a cake. No, you got to follow the steps to make it happen. It's science. Dun dun dun. All right, we're gonna slowly untwist and take that counter twist. So left leg might want to bend a little bit so you can roll a little onto your left thigh. And right shoulder drops forward, and then right shoulder can pull away. So we're just really stretching the back, just taking a nice counter stretch right here. You got 1 minute. You got one final asana before Savasana. I know I'm keeping you a little longer than usual today. I just want to remind you that you're worth it. So let's stick around and make it happen. Great. So bring your left foot right outside of your right knee. And as you sit your glutes down, you're already starting to stack your legs on top of each other. You might even rock a little side to side. And then flex your toes in towards each other. Hands can stay behind you, lifted in support right here. Such a deep opening of this top leg hip flexor. But if you're not feeling it at all, reminder your hands can come forward. We've got just over a minute here, and then we're laying down. So stick with it. Keep breathing. Ooh. It is cold in here. Come back to your breath. Final minute here. What and where can you relax? If you were in a forward fold, begin to lift yourself up. Bring your hands behind you for the last time together today. Extend your legs out nice and long. Windshield wipe your feet, bob your knees. You can give yourself another supported back bend here. And then when you're ready, relax yourself down to the coming into your final savasana. Commit to staying here for minimally 2. All right, giving yourself the same commitment in your final savasana as you enjoyed in all of your previous asanas. Pardon me as I adjust my 12,000 sweatshirts. And if your eyes are open, then close them and take this time to really let your practice sink in as you let yourself sink into your mat space, into your breath, into this moment, into complete relaxation. I encourage you to take some time here on the floor to focus on something that you have done today or this week that you are proud of, whether it's showing up to this class or something that you did for yourself, got recognition for in the office, maybe just something you've done for someone else that brings a smile to your face and makes your heart swell. And I hope that your mind filled with so many things that it was hard to pick just one. Reminder that if no one has told you today, you are special and you are worth it and you are worthy. And there is no one better to be than yourself. And simply creating this time in your day, in your week, in your month, for your practice, for your focus on you will allow you to become the best version of yourself. So keep showing up, keep shining, keep thinking good thoughts, eating good foods, doing good deeds, and nourishing yourself from the inside. I'll leave you here on the floor. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your practice, a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for coming. Namaste.